Hey guys, today I'm going to be stamping on shrink plastic, and you can't tell, but there's a piece of shrink plastic here, and I am going to be stamping on it, so of course I need a little acrylic thingamajig, whatever it's called, stamp cleaner, stamps, and because we're going to be stamping on shrink plastic, you're going to want big stamps. And I got this stamp for my friend. I want to try this one out. And of course, you are going to need ink. Now, the Berry Holic told me that I would need StazOn ink because it will stay on the plastic. I don't know if there are other multi-purpose inks out there, but I got the StazOn ink and I've tried this technique and it works, so I'm happy with it. If you know of other multi-purpose inks or inks that stay on plastic, let me know and I'll be happy to try them out. Now, they have the normal StazOn inks and they have the opaques. Now, I have found that the opaque works better for me on the plastic. This one is not too watery, but it tends to leave excess ink or liquid, I've found. It doesn't mean it doesn't work, but you just need to wait for a little bit longer for it to dry before you shrink it down. But that being said, I've only used the StazOn white, so opaque white, so I don't know if that's 100% true, but I have some other StazOn inks here thanks to my friend who sent them to me. I have some of the meaty palettes here. I thought I would try them out and show you how I stamp on shrink plastic because it's really, really cool. I'm going to take my acrylic board thingy here, stamper, I guess that's what it's called. I got this one at the dollar store. You can get bigger ones at craft stores, and yeah, just get what you need for whatever you're stamping. I have this nice sheet of Paris themed stamps. I had a bigger stamp of this watch, but I can't find it, and I just got it like a few weeks ago, so bad Abby. Now, depending on the shrink plastic, your stamp is going to shrink down to about maybe quarter of the size it is, so you're going to want to pick a bigger stamp. Now, oh, I guess that will fit. I was going to say, I don't think this will fit on my stamper, but it will. But I'm going to go ahead and take this stamp down here because I think it looks really cool. Place it on your stamper somewhere in the middle there. Make sure it's stuck. I think the white looks really good, but I'm going to go ahead and use the brown so you guys can see what I'm doing. And I know you guys really can't tell, but there is shrink plastic here. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp on the plastic. I went ahead and put some cardboard underneath because I couldn't tell where the plastic was and I don't want ink on my cloth. So take your stamp and ink it up. Like I said, I found that the StazOn ink is a little bit kind of liquidy. My friend said you could set your stamp down on like a piece of paper to get the excess ink off. I found that just letting it air for a few minutes, seconds, works the best for me. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and stamp this on the shrink plastic. Press down, try to get it on there evenly, and it's okay if it's missing in spots because the way this stamp is, it just kind of looks like a vintagey kind of stamp. And okay, I'm going to pull it straight up, and that was horrible. I'm going to do that again. I think I let it sit for too long, so I'm going to do that again and not let it dry as long. And here we go, take two. And there we have it. Because StazOn ink works on, you know, any surface pretty much, you need to wash it off because the ink, you know, is going to stick. Most of it came off with a good dab with the tissue, but I'm going to go ahead and use the cleaner to make sure it gets nice and clean. Here you can see the stamp. I mean, it's not totally perfect, but it's going to look okay once it's shrunk down, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it out. Here it is, and I cut this one out too so we can have it for size reference. I'm going to go pop this into my oven toaster now, and you're just going to want to follow the directions on the back of your shrink plastic packaging or wherever the directions are written. I usually put mine on a crumpled up piece of aluminum foil or wax paper, and that way I can just pull it out when it's done. And of course you're going to pop it out and then smush it between two flat objects, like two books, two DVD cases or something that won't melt, of course, and something that won't give the piece texture. So I'm not going to film that process because my oven toaster is kind of messy with like breadcrumbs because I use it for food too. But yes, I will be back. I forgot to mention, if you want to make this into a keychain, now is the time to poke a hole in wherever you want it to go. I don't have a hole punch because Mr. Panda took it to work with him, and I am much upset. Ta-da! And I am back. You can compare the two. It shrunk down quite a bit, and you can see that it looks really nice. Now, as I was heating this up in my oven toaster, I was thinking of people who maybe don't have an oven toaster that you can, you know, just pop it in, or maybe, you know, you live with parents or a roommate that, you know, doesn't really appreciate you putting non-food objects in your oven or toaster. I have heard that you can melt these down with like a heat gun, like an embossing gun. I've never tried it myself as I don't own an embossing gun, but I've heard that that is an option, so you could look it up maybe on YouTube or Google, and I'm sure there are people who are demoing it. But yes, you can see that it shrunk down quite a bit. I always think this is so exciting, and it keeps the design and looks really, really good. Now you know how easy it is to stamp on shrink plastic. I'm just going to make this cat and show it to you guys because I want to see how it looks. Ta-da! Here they are, and you can see they turned out really cutely. Here is the original cat. You can see it shrunk down quite a bit. And I also think you were able to see what I meant about the non-opaque StazOn inks giving me a hard time. But it's doable. You just need a little bit of patience, and you gotta work out, you know, a good relationship with the ink. But like I said, the opaque works really nicely for me, I found, and I like how it looks. So this was just a quick intro into stamping on shrink plastics. I'm still a beginner myself, but I found out about this and I thought it was so cool and I wanted to share it with you guys. I'm going to keep practicing and trying different techniques and stuff, and I will share what I find out with you guys. And if any of you are stampers or shrink plastic crafters, because I know there are people out there who make magnificent pieces with shrink plastic, it's so amazing. But yeah, if any of you guys who work with stamps or shrink plastic and have any advice for me, I would love to hear it. And that is all for today. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'm excited to try out the rest of my inks and get more stamps. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I will see you next time. Bye!